Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, we are talking about chemistry styles and what are the most OP best ones to use on FIFA 23. Now, chemistry styles got a bit of a change this year. They only give +4 instead of +10 to certain stats. Some of them do still give +15 though. We're basically going to look for each one and I'll tell you on this game which ones tend to be the best ones to use. If you've not seen about the new Accelerate system in depth, please do check my YouTube video on it. You can just type Zelonius Accelerate. I do break it down in depth in there. But effectively on new gen, chemistries are even more important because, especially using ones like Architect, which we will talk about, you can change a player's Accelerate type. So there's explosive, controlled, and lengthy. You can actually change this with a chemistry style because it changes based on certain stats. So we're going to go through each chemistry style and I'll basically say whether I think it's a good one or not, whether I think the boosts are good, and I'll talk about old gen, new gen, where they're more important and what type of players you might want them on. So Sniper doesn't give any finishing. So already Sniper is a pretty bad chemistry style because it's not really boosting finishing, which when you're looking at shooting, that's a fairly important part of the shooting stat. So I really don't think it's a particularly great chemistry style, but it has some uses. Later in the year, there might be certain players that benefit from this more, but right now, Sniper's not a chemistry style I think you'd really be putting on anyone. Shadow. On old gen, I would be using Shadow on all my defenders who didn't get 99 pace for the most part. On new gen, where physical definitely matters more, and a lot of defenders you want anchor to get them lengthy, I don't think Shadow's worth it. I think the 4 pace that you get extra from Shadow, so you get 8 pace with this, but 4 from Anchor. I think that extra 4 pace is not better than the strength and aggression and jumping that Anchor's giving you. So for me, Shadow is more of an old gen one, and at the moment, most defenders would be better just having an Anchor. Sentinel, pretty good. Later in the year, when we get more faster players, it's probably going to be useful. I did toy with this over Anchor. Sentinel does give more defending awareness than Anchor, so it is very good. However, I do like the extra 4 pace and more strength that Anchor gives. So Sentinel is decent, but I'd probably still be going Anchor over it. Powerhouse. The defending and passing's nice, but at this point in the game, midfielders aren't going to be fast or good enough physical that you're going to be sacrificing there. So whilst it gives some good stats, there's just other chemistry styles that are better, so I don't think Powerhouse has much use right now. Marksman is a really good one this year because there's quite a few attackers that if you put a Marksman on them, it makes them controlled, which controlled's definitely better than explosive. Explosive for me just seems really, really slow. Anyone who's explosive will get caught. Lengthy players like Cantona and Zaha get made lengthy with Marksman, so it's really nice on certain players. I do really like Marksman. I think the boost it gives are really good. 8 dribbling's really nice and ball control. 8 strength's good. 8 jumping's nice, makes them a bit better in the air. 8 finishing's good, bit more shot power, long shots. Generally speaking, you want chemistry styles that aren't giving wasted stats. And by that, I mean when you look at stats like volleys or penalties or free kick accuracy, you don't want a lot of stats being put into that effectively. So Marksman is one of the best ones you could use on an attacker this year. And it's not that I would always say, always put this chem style on every attacker or every defender or midfielder. Certain chem styles suit different players more. This year, probably the best FIFA I've seen in a long time where you want to change your chemistry styles up based on the player. There's not one size fits all this year. Maestro, not a very good chem style. No agility balance. I know Marksman didn't give that, but then there's other stuff like it gives stats into volleys, doesn't give any into finishing. Gives 8 to free kick accuracy. Long passing's not bad, but I'd rather more in short pass vision. Maestro's a pretty poor chemistry style, I would say. Hunter on new gen is decent. The finishing's nice. It does give a lot of wasted stats though into volleys and penalties. Hunter is probably not as good as Hawk on new gen because the physical matters more. I think Hawk gives better all-round stats. The 8 pace, sure, it's good. I think on old gen, Hunter's amazing, and you'd use Hunter on most of your attackers if they don't have 99 pace without it. Hunter is really good on old gen. New gen, it's okay. Hawk, better on new gen. The strength, aggression, jumping's nice. You get a bit less finishing, but you get more shot power and long shots, which is good. The pace is still useful. Guardian. Now, Guardian gives 15 dribbling. That is a very nice boost. No agility, which is a shame. Decent balance, though. The decent balance along with dribbling, that is really, really good. The standing tackle's nice. High defensive awareness. I don't think there's many players that you'd be putting this on right now. Maybe some fullbacks could benefit with it. I've not really looked at certain fullbacks with it. That'd be interesting, making them very good on the ball. But generally speaking, you still do want a bit more pace and physical right now on the game. So I do think, whilst it will be useful maybe later in the year, I don't think it's great now. Gladiator, there's not going to be any players you're going to be putting this on anytime soon, so we're not going to waste time on that. However, 15 finishing is nice. Now, finishers are pretty OP chem style in general. The problem with it is, though, that on new gen, it gives 8 agility, so a lot of players, it's going to make them either not lengthy or explosive or something instead. So it hurts players on new gen a lot. On old gen, it's amazing on certain players like Vinicius Jr. and Ousmane Dembele. 15 dribbling and finishing on a chemistry style is ridiculous. That's plus 30 to 2 of the most important stats in the game. The agility is nice, more positioning, shot power. Really, really good chemistry style. And as the year goes on, we'll definitely be using that on more players. Engine, decent chem style. It's just a shame it gives 8 to crossing and curve, which aren't as important. The dribbling is pretty nice to give you 8 plus 8. It's a pretty good chem style, but I don't think it's as important this year. Deadeye is another one that can be very good on certain players. There's a lot of players on FIFA who are quick, really good dribblers, but don't have good shooting or passing. 15 shot power is great. 15 short passing is amazing. 8 vision is great. 8 finishing position is great. So it gives a lot of really important stats. It's not giving any to the dribbling or pace, which is a shame. But if you've got a player who's lacking in shooting and passing, this is a really, really good chem style. Catalyst. 15 into crossing, 8 into free kicks, none into vision, only 4 short pass. This is pretty much never a chem style that I'd be using. It's a pretty poor one. Even though it gives 8 pace, I just think the rest of the stats are bad. Basic. There's not really anyone you'd be putting this on right now, but later in the year when cards start to get maxed out, Basic can fix a lot of cards' issues, so it can be pretty good at well-rounding them more. Backbone doesn't give any short pass. The vision long pass is nice, but I just don't think it's overall boost and good enough in certain areas, so I wouldn't be using that. Artist, maybe later in the year, could fix some defensive midfielders in terms of making them not too clunky on the ball. No short passing is an issue, but there will be some CDMs who have great pace, defending and physical, just need to be made a bit less clunky. Getting that agility and dribbling is nice, or however, it could be making players not lengthy because it gives them a lot of agility, so that's not good. Anchor, definitely one of the best chemistry styles, as always. It's always up there. Better than Shadow, definitely on new gen. I think the 8 strength is really nice. Strength is a key stat on FIFA 23. The pace it's given is obviously decent. Good defending stats. Standing tackle is an important one. I wish it gave a bit more to interceptions and defending awareness, but it is really good. Jumping, obviously nice to have. 8 strength, though, is really useful. And then the one that everyone's talking about this year on new gen is Architect. Architect, the reason it's so popular is it gives 15 strength. It's the only chemistry style that does that. To get lengthy, you need to have at least 14 strength more than your agility and be 5'9" or bigger. So there's a lot of players that can only get lengthy with Architect. EA seem to release a lot of promo cards that do this. CR7 is one of the best examples for this. Like I say, watch my Accelerate video if you've not seen that, but lengthy tends to make players faster and be able to stay ahead of people. And it's also just that strength and physical really does matter this year. So having really strong players is really useful this year. So Architect is really good. I think the 15 short passing is nice. For passing stats, short passing followed by vision are the 2 most important, in my opinion. So you're getting plus 23 to the 2 most important passing stats, 15 to the most important, 15 to strength, which is one of the best stats on the game this year. Architect is just a really, really good all-round chem star, and when it makes players lengthy, it makes them a lot faster. It is really good. Like, people are using players like Kroos with 50-odd pace and making them lengthy, and he seems really quick. So it's really good, and there's a reason that it's gone up in value. Normally, pardon me, Architect is just a chemistry style that people would just quick sell, but this year it's selling for over 1,000 coins because it's so useful. On old gen, nowhere near as important. But on new gen, for all the reasons I stated, really useful. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. To sum it up, the chem styles that I think, generally speaking, are really good. Architect, Anchor, Finisher, Shadow, Hunter, Sentinel. Deadeye's pretty good as well. And some of us do have like certain uses for certain players. Don't just only stick to certain ones. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. Appreciate you watching. As always, keep it spicy. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.